Real love is a choice. Twin flames are two sovereign beings with no need to control each other or interfere with each other's choices. Any codependence should raise a red flag which tells you this is not your twin flame, but more likely a karmic soulmate. When we really love someone, we don't need anything from them. Yes, we may miss the person terribly and wish they were part of our life, but we also know what will be, will be. We would never make any demands or claims on them that would cause them confusion or pain. If they choose to be with someone else even when we know that their soul loves us, we accept that this is something that they need for their growth and we wish them only happiness. Falling in a mature, romantic love requires no effort whatsoever. There is nothing to choose or decide. This kind of love chooses you with its "I can't survive without you." Codependency, attachment, jealousy, blame, self-pity, emotional blackmail. They give you no choice. When we are held in relationships by a perceived duty or out of guilt, then we are no longer choosing love. Because true love will always give you a choice. As long as you are compelled to do something because it is your duty, then you don't love what you are doing. Where there is love, there is no duty and no responsibility. True love is unassuming, without pride or shame. It focuses on the will and involves choices. I can live without you, but I make a choice not to. If people can love each other in a mature way, no one will have to compromise their own feelings and preferences in order to be loved. Having a choice means having the freedom to choose. Freedom to choose only exists when all options are available to us. It says life is richer with you. It is the greatest feeling in the world and a true experience of freedom, having the most important thing in the world without owning it. Quotes about true love on the problem with real love. To truly love someone is to take full responsibility for your own emotional states and feelings. Since love is the only thing that is real, anything else that arises within you is yours and only yours to deal with, since it is all your own creation. Is your twin flame sleeping with someone else? Does he deny his feelings for you and constantly contradict himself? Is he ignoring your pleas for clarity on what is going on between you? Stop looking to him for answers that need to be found within your own being. If you truly love this person, you will love and accept them just the way they are. Respect their right to travel their own path and don't punish them for only doing the best they can. Make peace with your feelings by acknowledging these and letting them go, and lavishing yourself with all the love that you want to give them. The problem with real love is that to be able to receive it, we must first be able to give it. Unfortunately, most of us don't even have that quantity of love for ourselves. How can we accept having someone in our life that loves us more than we love ourselves? It's impossible. Our twin flame makes us feel both understood and seen fully for the first time in our lives, but we also feel terribly exposed. All our imperfections acutely staring us and them in the face. It is as terrifying as it is exhilarating. We are not used to seeing or displaying the vulnerable, not so pretty parts of ourselves, and here is someone who not only sees them but claims to love them too. This seems impossible to us. Even we can't love those parts. Our own mother perhaps couldn't. How could this person who on the surface has only known us for a few days, weeks or months, claim to do so? Our imperfections are part of us as much as our qualities are. And it is only by fully embracing them that they can be transformed. The thing with true love is that it allows us to see an imperfect person as someone who is perfect for us. This does not mean that we try to ignore those less than perfect parts of this person, turning our focus on the good bits, which is often what happens in relationships. This is not even an option for twin flames, since the eyes of true love see so deeply into the other's soul that those imperfections are very clear to us and could not be hidden from view. Rather, Instead of denying these parts, we love them just as much as we love all the outwardly and inwardly good things about them. The imperfections are what make them fragile and creates an intimacy, a bearing of the soul and closeness that cannot be denied. Love. True love is a spiritual practice. Real love has no linear progression, since it has no beginning and no end. It isn't a roller coaster of ups and downs, but rather a swirling vortex, which lifts us on its expanding spiral currents, transcending the prison of self-centeredness. It gives the two people a glimpse of the divinity within them both. Time does not affect true love, for it does not exist on the same plane. Ultimately, therefore, true love is a spiritual practice which connects us with ourselves and with others at soul level, and since it comes from spirit, it also creates a living connection to God and to a greater purpose. In romantic love, we start out with a supply of love which diminishes every time our lover fails to return our love or behaves in less than acceptable ways. We become frustrated, angry, and think that their behavior means that we are unloved and undesirable. However, true love for our twin flame comes from God. It is divine love, regenerative and unbreakable. It is a calling to give this one imperfect person all the love that we are capable of giving. It calls us to love them, this other aspect of ourselves, so much that everything else simply falls away. We must love them without conditions, even when we cannot understand why or where from, and even when it seems like simply too much to ask. The more imperfect they are, the more they behave in ways that we cannot accept or understand, the more we should love them. This doesn't mean that we should accept any kind of behavior from them, but that our love for them remains as strong as ever despite what they do or say. Real love is divine. It comes from a relationship with God. True love of the twin flames is a spiritual union which mixes friendship, a love affair, and an act of worship. It is a mystical dance and a spiritual union of two souls which takes us beyond our human ego into the realm of the timeless, eternal, immortal, and sublime love. As twin flames, we are simply acting as the divinity in human form which lavishes its unconditional love on one being, and the outpouring and the expansion contained in loving one imperfect being perfectly is so great that it expands our heart to love everyone. Because the love comes from God in abundant supply, the more we draw at the fountain, the more abundantly it flows into our lives. We can then remain in this effortless, constant state of giving love to this person with absolutely no thought of what is going to be returned. Because so much unconditional love is being given, the energy between the two becomes magnified and flows effortlessly like the waves of the sea to the shore. This back and forth becomes like a rhythm which nourishes both spiritually with the energy of divine love. Then our hearts no longer suffer with the what-ifs, but rather celebrate the love that already is, in every moment of the eternal now. To keep riding the ebbs and flows of this love asks for patience and resilience. This dance of the two souls requires our full surrender and trust for the connection, the process, ourselves, our twin, and God to allow things to unfold in their own way within the endless possibilities, limitless forms, and abundant expressions of this love. When we surrender and set it free, we find that God works in our favor, and if the love is true, it returns to us glorified because it knows no other way. As twin flames, we must never give up hope, but rather to keep making the choice of love, because that's how it's meant to be. We are meant to be together, to love each other, to help each other, to catch each other when we fall, to light each other's paths, to give each other wings to fly, and to ultimately return to each other and to God. We hope this channel has helped you discover where to start on your actual paths. It's a good karma to put a like, subscribe, share, and leave your suggestion in the field below. With all the love to you.